Cancer, how are y'all doing? This is going to be your March 2021 tarot reading. If you're new here, hello. If you're a returner, welcome back. I'm Sarah. This is Cancer Capricorn Guidance, and I'm here to bring you love, light, and guidance through tarot, astrology, and spirituality. As always, in my description box, you can find my email. If you would like to reach out to me to schedule a personal reading, I am open to doing bookings, so just shoot me an email and we can set something up. You can also find my Instagram. If you want to give me a follow, feel free to do that. I will be announcing something on Instagram this month, so feel free to check out my Instagram. You can also find a couple different links to some Spotify playlists in my description box. One of them is my March playlist, so feel free to check those out. You can also find my PayPal link if you would like to donate to this channel. It would mean so much to me, so thank you so much if you choose to do that. Also, my friend Hannah drew these lovely, beautiful tarot card drawings behind me, so I also linked her Etsy shop down below if you want to check out her artwork. So Cancer, how are y'all doing? So I have a brand new deck that I'll be using. It's called Neon Moon. I found it on Etsy from a really great artist and seller, so I will link that link in the description box down below, so you can check that out if you're interested in buying this deck. I'll also link the I Am Everything Oracle cards that I always use, but I'm really excited to be using a new deck because now I can kind of build more intricate spreads and kind of have bigger, more in-depth spreads, so I'm really excited to start using these. So I will be starting with the Oracle cards because I really like starting with those this month. So Cancer, how have y'all been? Any first messages here for Cancer? Any first messages here for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, Mars, whatever placements you may have in your chart. This is for March 2021. Any first messages for Cancer that they need to know and hear right now? Messages for Cancer. Oh, I got two. I'll take them both. Ooh, I am strong and I am still. The number 19 and the number 12 breaks down to a 10 and a 3. I am strong. I am stronger than I think I am. I reject victimhood. My strength is in knowing that all circumstances are temporary. I focus my attention on what's in front of me. I naturally move forward into new phases of life. I am strong. I am still. I understand that there are times to move and there are times to be still. In my stillness, I seek greater understanding. I take time to rest and contemplate. I strive for unconditional happiness here in the present. I am still. Cancer, I really feel like I'm getting some of the same energies that I got, I feel like, in your January readings for the water signs. You've overcome, is that the wind? Oh my God, it's really, really crazy outside. Sorry if you hear any of that. You've overcome a lot. And I think you're finally recognizing how much strength it took you to get to the place that you are, to become the person that you are today. And I don't think that you give yourself enough credit for that, or you are finally starting to realize that you really have come a long way and you've made it through a lot. And I think you're finally coming to a resting place where you're allowing yourself to be still and sit in beautiful solitude and silence and be still and appreciate the nature of the universe, appreciate yourself, appreciate your body and the strength that you've made it through all of this. In stillness, there is understanding. I think that there's a reflection period that you're coming into or experiencing right now where you really are reflecting on your past experiences and how much it took for you to get through them and how different you are of a person now, how much stronger and more resilient you are now. And I think right now is a good time to take time to just sit and reflect on a lot of your experiences and the lessons you learned from them and kind of gain some understanding from reflecting on those experiences. And I think there's going to be a feeling of sitting in that place of peace. There's going to be a lot of peace, and there's going to be this feeling of gratitude that you are who you are and that you experienced what you did because it taught you a lot and it made you who you are. This is really, really beautiful energy. This is very, very Cancer energy to me. Like, this just feels very naturally Cancer type energy to me. I think Cancer, you may be in a period of rest right now, or you are about to finally let yourself have a bit of a rest, and not in terms of taking a break from things you're doing. I feel like Cancers are actually pretty busy with work and family and things of that nature. I just feel that you're taking an emotional rest, you're taking an emotional break, or at least I just got like, Cancer, you may be embarking on something new, and right before you kind of jump in and begin to embark on this, I think there's this period of stillness and rest and reflection on the past and how far you've come, and a gratitude of who you have become. And now you're taking all of that, being grateful for those lessons, pivoting yourself towards the future, and with all that reflection, you kind of done a bit of a meditative state, and now you're looking to the future and you're kind of ready to move into whatever this new phase of your life is. I feel like you're kind of in between phases. I feel like you're right at the beginning of something new and you're ready to embark on that. And an important part of starting something new, starting a new phase of your life, is reflecting on what got you to where you are and being grateful for the lessons. And when you do reflect on that, you're going to realize how prepared you are, how still and steady and strong you are. That's going to help you move into this new phase of life and handle it. The Star, the King of Swords. Beautiful, Cancer. Wow, this is very, very, very Cancer energy. Yeah, okay. There's this like beautiful ascended Cancer energy where you are finally recognizing your strength, and you are as still and perfectly content right where you are right now. That's allowing you to be still and just kind of bask in the moment, whatever that moment is for you. There's something about being very present and very grateful and very in a meditative and peaceful state. Like you feel good, you feel balanced. You feel like you're a little bit in a place of stability. Maybe not in all aspects, but in some aspects. Like mentally or emotionally, you might be feeling like, it could also be that you need some strength and you need some stillness, and maybe taking a break, taking a little bit of a rest, meditating, reflecting will help you come into that mindfulness. It will help you realize the strength you have. It will help you balance yourself out a little bit and gain some peace and clarity, and just take a little bit of a breather before you move on to the next thing. Yeah, I'm just getting like a period of like spiritual rest for you, Cancer. I think that you've been through a lot in the last year. I don't know why a year, but I think it's just time for a little bit of a spiritual or emotional break. But you kind of have to usher it in yourself. You have to initiate it. All right, Cancer, let's get into your reading, see what comes up. Any messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, Mars, whatever placements you may have in your chart, whatever energy you've been vibing with. These messages are for Cancer for March 2021. Messages for Cancer for March 2021. Messages of love, truth, healing, light, forgiveness, clarity, mindfulness, rest, meditation, reflection, peace, understanding. Whoa. That was a lot of cards. I'm not going to take that. Any messages for Cancer? Any messages for Cancer for March 2021? Oh. Wow, Cancer. Okay. Cancer. For the overall energy, we have the Four of Pentacles reverse. I feel like you either feel that you're not in a very stable place right now, and I feel like that might be coming from a place of you are not protecting your energy. You're not protecting your resources. You're not protecting your heart and yourself. You may be feeling this instability because you feel like you're giving away too much of yourself, or you don't have the kind of material stability that you're seeking right now, or you're learning to loosen up and let go and not put so much emphasis and priority on financial material security. I think there's this feeling of you're coming into this realization that might come in when you start to do this meditating, reflecting, that there's a difference between stability and security. I think you're learning to separate those two things because there's something here about releasing this need to be overprotective of yourself, of your energy, of your people in your environment, and learning to gain the kind of stability that you want without being 100% secure. There's a separation of those two terms that are happening for you. There's a different understanding that you're coming to of these things. I think you're learning to find stability in insecurity, or find security even when things don't feel completely stable. I'm getting a lot of that. We have the Five of Swords and the Knight of Swords. There's some kind of conflict. There's some kind of miscommunication that occurred or is going to occur. Some kind of disagreement, two people not seeing eye to eye, maybe an argument or some leftover resentment or tension. But I think you're choosing to just move on from it. I think you're choosing to just leave it and move on. Cut the losses, and just go. Just get out. Because there's something here about however hard you try to communicate how you feel, your desires, what you mean, what your thought process, I just don't think that this person or these people are going to understand, so it's time for you to cut the losses and go. Or standing your ground anyway and speaking your truth, having the courage to speak your truth, communicate how you really think and feel, even if it's going to cause disagreement. There's this lack of stability or security or both that you're feeling right now, but there's this push for you to be bold and brave and speak your truth anyway, even if it might cause a rift that might create some instability, that might create a little bit of, I'm putting myself out there and I'm coming out of my shell, and usually I would just shut up, not say anything, just to protect myself, just to keep the peace. But I think you're speaking your mind anyway, because there's something here about there's a disagreement and you really need to speak your truth. There's a lack of communication. There's a misunderstanding that really needs to be voiced, and you're speaking your fucking truth. And I really like that, Cancer. You're standing up for yourself. You're going for it anyway. There's people that you know are not going to understand, but you're going to speak up anyway. And I feel like it has something to do with your emotions. With the moon here, it's like there's a lot that I'm feeling. There's so much that's coming under the surface that I have to speak up on. I have to move forward despite the turmoil underneath the surface. There's a lot of realizations that I'm coming to, and I feel the need to express them and really be myself, speak on how I feel. Speak on who I am, my more inner emotional self, especially Cancer being ruled by the moon. A lot of people say this card is reminiscent of Pisces. I really get Cancer energy from the moon because Cancer is ruled by the moon. I feel like there's this need to express yourself, your authentic self, and who you are. And that has a lot to do with how you feel and who your more inner self is. You want to bring that to the surface. You want to speak up. You want to speak on it. You want to communicate how you feel and who you are. You want to speak your truth. You want to be authentic. Even if it's going to cause some rifts, even if it's going to cause a little bit of instability. Maybe what you're speaking up on is the fact that you don't feel stable or secure in this situation, partnership, connection, environment. With the Death and the Nine of Swords, there's something here that is coming to an ending. Cancer, there may have been something that happened with the Virgo full moon this past month at the end of February. There may have been something that occurred where a lot was brought to the surface. There were some realizations, and there was also, with that, communication about that. And I think it brought about some kind of ending for you. Something really came to a finality. There may be something that you are letting go of, something you are letting fade away, fall out, and die. It may be your worries and your fears surrounding stability and security, whether materially or, energetically, emotionally. I feel like you either spoke on this, you really spoke your mind, and something came to a finality and ending, or you're going to, and you're very worried about doing so because this is what it means. It means there's going to be an ending, and it means there's a lot of worry surrounding this. There's a dreadedness. There's something that's keeping you up at night, something that's making you feel worried, sick, anxious, fearful, nightmares. Maybe you had a bad dream and there's like bad omens in the dream, but it's about, Cancer, pay attention to your dreams. A lot of times in dreams, there's things that our subconscious or our heart or our deeper parts of our mind are trying to tell us. You may have a dream about something coming to an ending and it has you really worried. But at the same time, I think it's going to trigger something about letting go of something you're really holding back. Because with the moon here and the 9 of Swords, there's something that's you're really holding back. You're holding something in. You're holding in a lot of guilt or fear or worry. There's something here also about imposter syndrome, needing to release a lot of fear surrounding who you are. There's something really here about needing to express how you really feel, and it's directly tied up with your authentic self, you wanting to express who your authentic self is. And I think it also has something to do with the fact that you went through a huge transition, or you speaking up is going to usher in and trigger a big transition for you. There's going to be a part of you or your life or an old habit that kind of dies, where maybe you used to just shut up and not say anything, but now you're like, no, fuck that. I want to speak up. I need to say how I feel and say what I'm thinking because it's important. And it's me speaking my truth, and that's directly tied to me being my authentic self, is speaking up when I need to speak up. It may have me worried fucking sick. I may be so anxious about what this means and what it's going to cause, the reactions it's going to trigger in other people. People might be fucking mad about it. People might be fucking mad about it that I actually have shit to say because they expect me to be quiet. It may cause some risks, but it needs to be said. And I need to release this because it's eating me up. There's some kind of guilt here. There's some also, I'm also getting like the big like imposter syndrome. Like I don't feel like I'm being my authentic self because I'm holding this in. I need to express my truth. I need to speak on this. It's painful to me, and it's really causing a lot of mental agony for me to keep this in, and I need to let this happen so that this can kind of come to an ending and I can let this go. So I can usher in a new phase of my life where I'm different. I feel like this is going to be the start of something new for you in terms of you starting to do things differently and creating new habits and patterns surrounding actually speaking your truth, actually speaking up, saying how you really think and feel. You have the strength to do it, and you have the deep understanding of yourself and your cycles and your patterns and your experiences that you've been through and what they've taught you. Like there's so much going on in your head and your heart. Like you have so much to share and say, and I think it's worth speaking up on, even if there's fear and anxiety surrounding the implications and what is going to result from that. Who cares what other people are going to think of it? It has a lot to do with you coming into your authentic self. And there's almost an urgency here with the Knight of Swords. And the swords, it's your thoughts, it's your mind. There's an urgency here. There's something that needs to be spoke on because there's like this pent up energy that really needs to be released for you. Okay, Cancer, let's pull some clarifications for all this shit. I feel like, strong, like, fuck this. I need to speak my mind. Like, I need to say what I need to say. There's a lot coming under the surface that needs to be spoken up about. I have a lot of feelings that need to be voiced, and not just for my own well-being and me staying true to myself and speaking my truth, but I feel like you are going to be a source of inspiration. Someone else is going to see that and be inspired by your speaking up. Can I get a clarification for the Four of Pentacles here for Cancer? Clarification for the Four of Pentacles here for Cancer. Clarification for the Four of Pentacles here for Cancer regarding this spread. Hierophant reversed. I think that you're really worried about being unconventional, going about things unconventionally, creating stability or security for yourself in an unconventional way that people don't expect, breaking tradition in a little bit. There's a sense of like going against the grain. There's also this sense of fear surrounding security and stability because you're choosing to do something and break away from a commitment you made, or like some kind of institution where, you know, that's what people do and that's what you have been doing, but now you're deciding to do it differently. There's some kind of commitment that's going to be broken. A contract is going to be ending or broken. It's almost like you're taking the knowledge of what you learned from very traditional structures and institutions. Maybe you got, you know, a formal education. You went to college. You got a higher education. You have a degree in something, but you're taking that knowledge, kind of twisting it and using it for something completely different than what is expected of you. And you're going to create stability, security, however you want to now. You're going to be doing something unconventional. You're kind of creating a new definition of security and stability for yourself. You're doing something unconventionally. You're not doing what's expected of you, and it has a lot to do with you speaking up, speaking your truth, stepping into your authentic self, creating your own sense of stability, letting go of this need for security and relying on old ways of doing things. It's like, I'm letting go of this tight grip I have on, I need to do this, this, and this to find my stability for myself. It's kind of doing things differently, finding a new way to do things, finding a different way to do it. Doing that is what there's a lot here about like doing what's not expected of you. People don't expect you to speak up. People don't expect you to go against the grain. People don't expect you to say fuck this and go somewhere else and do something else. People are expecting a lot from you, and you just want to let all of that go and just be your fucking self. I think what has you worried is that you feel like you've been living a life that isn't making you happy because you've been doing things that please other people. But there's a big transformation that you're going through, and it's time to kind of let it happen and really let it take force. There's a need to stop worrying, and you're gonna stop worrying when you start expressing yourself and go towards what feels right. The King of Pentacles. I'm not gonna take that, but interesting. Okay, clarification for the Five of Swords here for Cancer. Clarification for the Five of Swords here for Cancer. Clarification for the Five of Swords. Whoa. The Lover's reverse. Ooh, okay, Cancer. There's some tension here between you and another person. There's a rift here. There's some kind of miscommunication or misunderstanding regarding your communication styles with this person, or an argument or fight that happened, but I think that it was you needing to speak your truth and say what needs to be said anyway, even if it's going to cause some rifts in a partnership. I think there was an argument that really revealed something about the cracked foundation that you and this person have, that there's actually a lot less stability here than you thought there was, and that's why I feel like there's some fear here surrounding stability and security. Maybe you're finally breaking out of a relationship that you were kind of relying on for a long time. Could even be a marriage that's kind of finally breaking, coming to an ending. You're losing what you thought was your security, but it's a necessary transition because you're coming into yourself. You're choosing to live out your authentic truth, even if it means certain relationships are coming to an end, because you're realizing that you had to speak your truth and cause this argument, this discomfort, because it revealed that you and this person don't share the same values. Doesn't have to be a lover, could be a family member or a friendship, or even people that you work with. There's huge differences here that aren't going to make the cut this time. I feel like there's some kind of finality here. I feel like you're going through a really big transition where there's parts of you that are dying out, and because of that, you're realizing that you're not in alignment in this connection anymore. And there was some kind of argument, conversation, miscommunication, tension that kind of revealed that. There was something that revealed the crack in the foundation. And you and this person or this thing or these people aren't really on the same page, don't really share the same foundational values, at least not anymore. Can I get a clarification for the Knight of Swords? Clarification for the Knight of Swords here for Cancer. Clarification for the Knight of Swords here for Cancer. Whoa. Okay, you got the Sun and the Page of Swords reversed. I have to speak my truth because there's something here about I need to go find what makes me truly happy, and it's not here. I don't feel mentally stimulated here. I don't feel like I can express myself here. I don't feel like I'm learning anything new here. I don't feel like there's a lot of potential for me to mentally grow here. There's a lot of swords here. You want to push forward and go find what it is that's actually going to make you happy. What's going to make you feel free and lighthearted and young again. You want to go towards something that makes you feel like you're starting over. There's something about wanting to start over. Because the Page of Swords reverse is telling me that you feel like you can't learn and be stimulated and try new things and travel and experience life here. So you're going to find it somewhere else. You need to go. You need to cut the loss and go. Because it's not here. Me going is where I'm going to find my happiness. I feel stagnated here. I feel like I'm not learning. I'm not growing. I'm not changing. I feel very trapped here. Like I can't go experience new things even though that's what I truly desire. I need to go chase my happiness. I need to go learn new things and try new things. I don't want to be stuck here. I want to experience life. It's just like, I need to go. I need to go right now. There's an urgency. I need a clarification for the Moon here for Cancer. The Devil reversed. Ooh, Cancer. Needing to express your truth, your emotional truth, who you are under the surface. And with that, you're releasing toxicity. You're releasing old habits. You're releasing pent-up energy that's been there for a long time. You're releasing things that you felt really, really tied to and trapped to, like something that's really been holding you back. A really bad habit that you've always come back to that's not healthy for you. Someone that you're tied to. Something that's not good for you. And the Moon is telling you that it's fucking with your emotional self. And it's time to really release that. Because it doesn't make you feel good. It's as simple as that. It doesn't make you feel good. Maybe you have a lot of old emotional habits of attachment and security. It's very Cancer. But you're coming into this new phase of your life where you just want to go and you want to lead with swords. You want to lead with your mind and not be so focused on pentacles and stability and security and something to rely on all the time. It's like I need to release myself from a lot of these really toxic attachments. The moon here is telling me that there's a lot of emotional turmoil here. And when this stuff comes to the surface, it's going to be like releasing a lot of maybe years worth of really toxic attachment. Your own devil energy, your own addictions, your own bad habits, your own vices. There's a need to release all of that. There's a need to speak your truth, talk about how you feel, let that shit come to the surface and really express all of that. And with that comes release, and with that comes death. Death of the ego, death of old patterns and habits, death of old parts of yourself. It's really not a bad thing. I feel like this is all a really big, important part of transitioning and ushering yourself into a new Cancer. You're becoming someone new, and you're realizing that there's shit you gotta let go of, and you just gotta go somewhere else, because wherever you are, whoever you're with is not working. You're not feeling your authentic self there. Can I get a clarification for the death? Okay. The 5 of Cups reverse. There's going to be an ending, but there's going to be a rebirth, because you're not going to stay in that sad period for very long. I feel like this death is finally letting go of some sorrow that you were holding on to. It's like, I'm not that sad about this ending, because I know that there's more for me out there. I know that I'll be okay again. I'm not that emotionally fucked up by this, because I know it had to happen. I'm not that sad about it. I needed to release this. This conversation needed to be had. I needed to speak my truth. It sucked at first, but I'm looking to the future about letting go of this sorrow and this pain. Maybe what's ending and what's being purged and released this death is this sorrow and this pain. You're letting go of a lot of past hurts, pain, sorrow. What felt like losses, you're letting that shit go. You're letting it die so that you can usher in a new phase of your life. There's still a lot of worry here. There's still a lot of need to release. There's still a lot of fearfulness and dreading of the future and what it holds. But I think right now you're focused on, I can't be in my bag right now. I can't be upset about this because this needs to happen. Can I get a clarification for the 9 of Swords here for Cancer? Clarification for the 9 of Swords here for Cancer. The 2 of Swords. There's a decision that needs to be made, Cancer. There's a decision that needs to be made. Do I want to keep feeling stuck, worried, trapped, sad, like I'm not being who I am supposed to be? Do I want to keep living out this life of inauthenticity? Do I want to stay in this relationship where I don't feel like myself anymore, where I'm sacrificing my own needs and wants? Do I want to stay in this place where I can't be who I truly am and speak my mind? Do I want to stay in these old patterns and habits that aren't good for me and aren't healthy for me? Do I need to keep relying on material things or people for my security? I need to make a choice. I'm worried and stressed because I need to make this choice to leave something behind, to leave a part of myself in the past, to leave someone behind for my own good. Can I get a clarification? The 7 of Swords reversed clarified with the 3 of Swords reversed. When you release the guilt about cutting someone off and letting this shit go, there's this energy of feeling guilty about what needs to be done. Even though it's what's best for you, it means prioritizing yourself. It means releasing your own pain. It means trying to release this idea that you are betraying someone, and instead realizing that if you don't do this, you're betraying yourself. there's this need to release this guilt, this imposter syndrome, this fake version of yourself that isn't true to who you are. And with that, you release a lot of pain in your heart, maybe years worth of pain. But it's like, I can't hold this in anymore. I can't keep deceiving people around me about who I really am. I can't keep deceiving people about how I really feel. I need to speak my truth because it's hurting me to not do this. I need to release this. Cancer. I'm going to pull 3 cards of advice for you. Holy shit, this is heavy. This is not where I thought this was going to go. It's surrounding security for sure. It's leaving things behind that maybe you thought provided you security, but you're taking that risk because it means I have to go find who I really am. I have to go live out my authentic truth, even if it means leaving behind what I thought was my security. I want to be myself. I don't care about security anymore. I want to be myself. I want to speak my truth. I want to live my life authentically. I want to release this pain. It's hurting me to stay here and keep doing this. I have 3 cards of advice here for Cancer regarding the spread. 3 cards of advice here for Cancer regarding the spread. Oh, okay. The 9 of Pentacles. Ooh. The Moon. And the 5 of Pentacles reverse. The 9 of Pentacles is telling me it's time to be independent. It's time to forge your own path. It's time to go create your own abundance and stability by yourself, for yourself. It's time to stop relying on other people. It's time to step into your independence. Create it for yourself. Go live your authentic truth. Go start that business. Go tell that person to fuck off. Go end that relationship. You need to prioritize yourself, your stability, your independence, your abundance. You have abundance with you wherever you go. It's just deciding whether or not to tap into it and exercise it and live it out. Again, the Moon. There's a lot going on under the surface that needs to come to the light. There's truths that need to be spoken. There's a lot of feelings that need to be resolved and worked through and purged. There's a need to tap into your Moon, your Cancer self, to reflect, to do that reflecting, to look at how far you've come, who you are, where you want to go from here, to get in touch with yourself and try to understand how you really feel. For you and for you only, so that you can be your authentic self, at least within yourself, so that you can at least understand how you feel, even if no one else understands. And the 5 of Pentacles reversed. You don't care that you're going to do this alone. You're going to figure it out. You're not being abandoned. You're not abandoning anyone. You're figuring out your own shit, and you're coming out of this period of feeling alone. You're coming out of this period of feeling abandoned. You're coming out of this period of struggle. And you're stepping into a new phase of life where that part of your life is over, where you felt lonely, alone, abandoned. Even when you were surrounded by people, you felt isolated because they weren't the right people for you to be around. It's time to step into that energy of, I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing it by choice for myself. And with that, I'm going to find the right people to be around. I'm taking this risk and going out on a limb because I know it's going to come back to me. Because I'm trying to create my independence and my abundance and self-sufficiency. It's needing to step into that mindset of, I'm not doing this alone. I'm taking this path of solitude because I need to. I'm going to leave it at that, Cancer. There was a lot of messages here, This was really heavy. This was a lot different than I thought it was going to be, but I really hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you got some messages out of this. If any of this resonated with you, please leave comments down below. I would love to hear about it. I really love when you guys tell me about how something resonated with you or really spoke to you or helped you see things clearly. Just please leave comments. I would love to hear about if this is real for you, Cancer, because this was really heavy and I want to know if you're okay, Cancer. Again, in my description box, you can find my email. If you want to reach out and schedule a personal reading, please feel free to do that. You can find my Instagram. Feel free to check me out. You can find those Spotify playlist links, and you can find my PayPal link if you would like to donate. Cancer, I'm giving you a big, giant hug. I love you. You're brave. You're gonna get through this. Live your truth, and you will be rewarded for that. You're gonna be happier in the long run. Live your truth. I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next reading.